everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is the final video in my Best of 2018 series. So far I have talked about my favorite skincare, my favorite lip products, my favorite concealers, powders, primers, and those previous videos will be linked in the description, so be sure to check those out. And also, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become part of the Risa Does Makeup family. So without any further ado, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite eyeshadow palettes from the past year, eye pencils, and some other individual eye products. So let's get started. I'm going to start with eyeshadow palettes. And these are in no particular order. These are just the ones that I reached for the most last year. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but 2018 was the first year that I didn't reach for my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette all that much. I reached for the Norvina or the Soft Glam the most. I did a video that compared the Norvina palette to the Soft Glam palette and to the Sultry palette. So I talked about all three and the differences. Hopefully that video helped many of you make a decision on which one to get if you could only get one. I am going to be placing all of these palettes up to the camera so you can see them closer. And you will probably notice that I really haven't hit pan on anything, but please don't use that to determine if I really do love these palettes and think, you know, how can she really love them if she hasn't hit pan? If you rotate different eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow products every single day, it's difficult to hit pan. I have hit pan on several shades in my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance, but that palette has sat in the drawer because I reach for these others more often lately. But anyway, this is the Soft Glam. And then this is the Norvina. Whenever I'm traveling, I always take at least one of my ABH palettes with me. They're very travel friendly. The packaging is a good size and it's not anything that can break if you drop it. I love the formula of Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows. Some are a little bit too soft and have some kick up and some fallout, but overall, I've been very, very happy with all of the palettes that I've ever purchased. I never purchased Subculture. I know that one had a lot of issues and people were either loving it or hating it. I just never bought that one because the colors never appealed to me. But as I said, overall, I am very happy and satisfied with the palettes I do own. And another palette that I love to travel with and I was obsessed with for 2 weeks straight, which I know doesn't sound like a very long period of time, but for me to use the same eyeshadow palette for 2 weeks in a row is not something that happens very often at all. This one is the Lorac Pro Eyeshadow Palette number 4. If you love matte neutrals that lean a little bit more towards the cool side, then you will adore this palette as I do. You can achieve natural everyday looks with this palette. You can do dramatic looks. I personally love to have a matte black in an eyeshadow palette. I love to have this midnight black in here, and it's a true black. It's not one of those black shades that turn gray or navy. It's a deep black. And I love the formula of Lorac eyeshadows. In my opinion, they are similar to the ABH shadows in that they're pigmented and they're blendable and they have a creamy texture to them. But I find that these don't have as much fallout, that's more consistent. Now, I don't know much about the larger Mega Pro palettes. I was about to say that I've never owned one, but I did own one and I either returned it or sold it in a blog sale. But I didn't keep it because I'm just not a fan of large eyeshadow palettes. So I can't say if the quality of the shadows is the same in the Mega Pros, but I own all of these smaller Pro palettes from the original from years ago, 2, 3, and now 4. And if you were to ask me which one of the Pro palettes is my favorite, it would be an easy answer. It's this one for sure. Another palette I found myself reaching for a lot this year is this one from a lesser known brand, Sam Marcel Cosmetics. And I did a whole video review and tutorial using it. This palette is so underrated. Now that original video I did using this palette was sponsored by Sam Marcel. This one is not, but as with all of my sponsored videos, I always only show products that I truly think are fantastic, that I would buy with my own money, that I would recommend you purchase because I would never want you to waste your money on something that wasn't good. From what I understand, they have raised the price on this palette. But even at full price, I think it's a beautiful palette, especially if you want a good one for every day. It has a nice mixture of mattes and shimmers. They're pigmented, they're blendable. It's a good size. It comes with a mirror. Really love this palette, really enjoyed it last year. All right, up next is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I would use this palette whenever I wanted to do a look with color. I really like the colors in this palette, and overall I do like the formula. I find it's a little inconsistent throughout. Some were a little bit chalkier, not as creamy. Others were easier to blend. But I think overall, and for the price, it's a wonderful palette to have. If you currently have an eyeshadow palette collection that consists mostly of neutrals or mattes, and I don't care what age you are, because that idea of not being able to wear any shimmer on your lids past a certain age is a myth. Everyone can use a soft shimmer eyeshadow strategically, whether it's on the lower lash line or maybe a little bit on the center of the lid. Don't be put off if you're sitting there watching at home and you think, well, I'm in my 50s or my 60s and I would never wear any of those shimmers. If that's your choice, that's fine, but don't be afraid to try them. The point I'm trying to make is that whether your eyeshadow palette collection consists of 2 palettes or 10 palettes, if they're all just neutrals or mattes and you're looking to add a little shimmer or color, I would highly recommend the Urban Decay Born to Run. You know how just a moment ago I was talking about having too many neutral palettes? This is a very neutral palette that I did not need, but I love Milani. It's my favorite drugstore brand, and it just looked like such a perfect smoky eye palette. If you wanted to do just a classic smoky eye or a classic simple daytime look, it's mostly mattes. It has a couple of shimmers in it. It has that matte black that I love, although to be honest and tell you that the pigmentation on this is not as good as an ABH formula or the Lorac formula. But if you want a good neutral, I'm telling you to add some color, but if you don't want to add color, you want to just get a good affordable neutral palette that you can do both day and night looks, then I would recommend this one from Milani. Those of you that are not new to my channel, you are aware that one of my favorite looks to do is the halo eye or the spotlight eye, where you have a matte darker color on the inner and outer corners and then a pop of shimmer in the center. But even if I don't do a halo eye, I typically like to put a pop of shimmer on my lid somewhere. It's very rare that I do an all matte look. And my favorite products to add that pop of shimmer are, number 1, the Elsie Jewels. I discovered these later in the year, probably around November. And these are cream shimmer eyeshadows, but they're a little bit different than the Hourglass shimmers in a pot, and also Marc Jacobs came out with some this year. I prefer these Elsie Jewels because I think they're just a nicer texture. So this is, I didn't bring down all the colors I have, but here's one, and this is in the shade Rubelite. And the pigmentation on these, I might have already said this, but it's just beautiful. Oh, it looks like I did bring down more than one shade. This is the one I have on right now, which is called Morganite. And all I do, I think this is the one I put on, just take a little bit on my finger and pat it on my lids. They're just so pretty. And then I also really like these stacks from Kaja Beauty. You can get this at Sephora. This is the Orange Blossom stack. And they are really pigmented, not quite as pigmented as the jewels, but they're great to pop over another eyeshadow. You could wear them on their own, but I like to complete my eyeshadow look. And most of the time when I do my eyeshadow, I have put down some sort of powder base first before I will go and put a pop of color on top of it. I have heard some people say that they've had issues with shimmer or glitter particles falling on their face throughout the day when wearing these, but I can't say that I have personally experienced that. They've stayed perfectly intact on my lids. And finally, in this category, I want to show you these cream eyeshadows from Charlotte Tilbury. People are probably getting sick of me talking about Charlotte Tilbury, but if you haven't figured it out yet, it is probably my favorite makeup brand. And I just think the products are really good quality, and I love Charlotte's aesthetic. I love that she just enhances women's beauty and doesn't try to do really over the top or just super dramatic looks. It's all about just enhancing what you have. Do I wish her products were more affordable so more people could try them? Absolutely. But her prices are in line with most other luxury brands. So anyway, these cream eyeshadows are really, really nice. I used to only own one, and to be honest with you, I wasn't that in love with it. Being an oily skinned person with really oily lids, I've always been hesitant to use cream eyeshadows. Then I started experimenting with them more, and well, I started experimenting with the one I had. I didn't go out and buy any others until I played with this one, which is called Bet. And these eyeshadows have a very interesting texture. They're like a spongy texture. And I'll swatch this one for you. I tried to use a brush to apply them first, and they weren't very pigmented. It came out pretty sheer. And now I've discovered that, like with a shimmer shadow, if you use your finger, it'll come out much more saturated in color. Saying saturated in color is my way of trying to come up with something different than using the word pigmented. But I mean, I don't think there is any other way to describe a product that is saturated in really nice color. It gives you good color payoff. So this shade is Bet. And this can be a one and done shade for anyone who likes a really minimal makeup look, or it's great to layer a shadow on top of to give it more vibrancy. I believe this product comes in 5 or 6 shades. The only other shade I have besides Bet is this one called Rose Gold. This was, I believe, limited edition. It was part of the Pillow Talk look and also the Victoria's Secret look that Charlotte posted. So how I've been wearing the Rose Gold is just the way she showed it in her Victoria's Secret fashion show makeup tutorial. I'm putting it right along my lower lash line. But I've also tried doing it the same way I've used Bet, where I place it on my lid and put another color on top of it. So, or you can wear it on its own. All of these you can wear on their own. They're pretty long lasting. They don't accentuate any crepiness on the lid. They're just a really nice cream shadow. And then finally, my favorite eyeliners of 2018 would have to be these Urban Decay 24/7 eye pencils. I've never been a huge eye pencil user. I typically will use eyeshadow to line my lower lash lines. And if I put something in my inner rim, it's usually whatever black eye pencil I have around. People ask me all the time if I have a favorite for tight lining or for putting in the waterline that doesn't smear. Believe it or not, I have had better luck with this one from Almay. It's just the eyeliner crayon. I have had better luck with this one staying in my waterline than I have the 24/7 liners from Urban Decay or any others for that matter. But I like these for colored eyeliners. If you are someone that is afraid to use color in your makeup, then try using a colored eye pencil just on your lower lash line, just for a little pop. The one I have in my waterline right now is called Overdrive. I believe it came out with the Born to Run collection. And 2 of my other favorites are Alkaline and Whiskey, which is just a deep brown. And I will swatch them all for you. And then sometimes for my waterline, if I want to add an ivory color, I don't like to use white, although I have one. I have this one from MAC. It's called Pure White. Pure White can look a little bit stark in the waterline. So I usually prefer to use this one from NARS. It's a larger than life eye pencil and the name has smudged off, but I will find it and put it in the description. And I was gonna swatch it for you, but look at this. What is going on here? The pencil part appears to have fallen out. But where? You'd think I would have noticed that. Okay, that's crazy. For liquid liners, my favorites for the longest time have been from Kat Von D, the tattoo liners in either the black or the brown. But I've recently been using and loving the Dagger tattoo liner from Kat Von D. The tip of this is a little bit different. It's a tiny angled tip. Hopefully you can see what that looks like. What I really like about this is I find when I am doing my eyeliner, because I have more rounded hooded eyes that go down on both the inner portion and the outer portion, it's not always so easy to get a smooth line right by my tear duct. I find that this angled tip really helps me to get in this area right here. And then also the Sam Marcel liquid eyeliner. That one I have recently run out of, and I do need to order another one because that one is really, really good. All right, another favorites video has come to an end. In case you're wondering where my favorite mascara is, I don't really have one. I have a couple that I like. The Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir, the Chanel La Volume, and also the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. Oh, I will say though, that for bottom lash mascara, MAC's Extended Play Gigablack Lash is my favorite for the lower lashes to prevent smudging and to get, well in my case, all those little tiny lashes. You might be lucky and have more bottom lashes than I do, but I have virtually none. So thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. Everything is under the name Risa Does Makeup. And I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.